Hey guys, so welcome. This is Wednesday, 8 p.m. UK time. This is the time for our regular weekly webinar where I'll share more about how you can benefit and get started and be part of what we're doing here at Botsii. And I'm really excited this week because I've got some things going live this week that's going to make it so much easier for you guys to be able to share not just Botsii, but also to add value into your network in the marketplace. And this is about to go live. I'll show you a little bit of this on the presentation today when I go through the slides. But all of this will get integrated into the Botsii bot. It's going to make it super easy for you to get out there into the marketplace, add more value into your network, and also with whatever company you're promoting will make it a lot easier for you to be able to connect with your audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and take you through some slides. So I've got sort of structured stuff to the call today. And let's put this up. So you should see my screen up now. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. That'd be great. Just going to turn my video off for this. And it's going to organize the chat. If you've got any questions as I go through, I'm quite happy for you to put questions into the chat. I can look at the chat as I'm going along. It's always great to get questions as we go through because it often acts as a prompt for me to add in additional slide or just tweak how I'm presenting this. So always happy to have that as we're going through, and I'll literally answer as I go along if it fits with the whole flow. Otherwise, we'll go through and answer any questions at the end. So I don't mind whatever works for you guys. Thank you for being on the call live. It really does mean a lot when you're on the call live. You get so much better feedback and engagement. Cool, right. So let's just get into this. So this is all about Botsii. My name's Stuart Murray. I'm the founder of Botsii. And literally, I'm going to share with you how you can automate and duplicate your network marketing business without wasting hours on manual follow-ups. And I went to ChatGPT recently. I asked ChatGPT what is likely to be the number one challenge any network marketer has from being successful, i.e., what's holding them back, right? And this might be your biggest challenge too. Ask yourself what is your biggest challenge. Maybe put into the chat what your biggest challenge is, and let's see how it ties in with other people's experience. And the reply back was the number one challenge that most network marketers face is consistent lead generation. Okay. Or more specifically, talking to enough of the right people on a consistent basis. And I guess most of us can relate to that, right? And when you break it breaks down into a number of different ways. So, firstly, people have fear of rejection or judgment. They kind of worry about what their friends, family, or other social media followers might think, and that can really, cause paralysis, where people just don't take action or they don't take action consistently. Lack of qualified prospects. So they run out of warm leads. How many times do people say, write a list, of everybody and go through those? Well, once you've run out of those people on that list, how do you attract new people without kind of coming across pushy or spammy? Action, and in particular, inconsistent action, is certainly where people fall down. They don't take action day in, day out. So they might be active 1 week and then do nothing for the next three. Clearly you're not going to get the results if you're not showing up consistently. And people see that. Not having a clear system, no clear system. So without a duplicatable process to follow, e.g., finding leads, presenting, following up, onboarding, all that kind of stuff, well, then people get overwhelmed or they just do random things and not the things that's going to produce results. And finally, mindset and belief, because if people deep down don't really believe in themselves or their product or the business model, I mean, how many times do people, get knocked sideways because someone says, "Oh, it's a Ponzi scheme," or it's network marketing's a pyramid scheme and all that kind of stuff. If you need to have you need to have the right mindset and belief to deal with that with conviction, so it carries through your communication and your efforts. So I've been a network marketer for 12 years now. First got involved with it before I was doing digital marketing. I was doing stuff with ClickFunnels. I was doing affiliate marketing. I didn't really kind of have products of my own. I promoted other people's products. And I was using chatbots. And I literally had this moment when I realized chatbots are the answer for my own network marketing business. And I just recorded this video earlier this year. It's only a minute long, where I kind of just shared, um, I just shared really a little bit of the journey over the last 5, 6 years.
Hey guys, so I'm sitting here on a chairlift, and this is literally where Botsii was founded about 6 years ago. Simply because I didn't want to mess up my holiday. I wanted to use automation and technology to make it easy to present an opportunity, follow up, sign people up, get people set up, everything. And literally today, I have to be replying back to a few people while sitting on a chairlift doing exactly the same thing, but now leveraging this technology across hundreds, if not thousands, of people. And you can do this too. All you've got to do is get yourself a Botsii Bot and leverage that yourself through your team. And you can see your team scale and grow more easily using the power of automation and AI. So have a great day. Thanks. And let's enjoy this view. Look at this. Superb. Take care.
And what was really cool about this, right, guys? I want you to kind of understand this in terms of my journey. I didn't set out to create Botsii. It was never my plan to create Botsii. I actually was using chatbots as a network marketer, and I had team members who had come into my business through a chatbot who then asked me when I came back from this holiday and said they wanted the same tool too. They wanted to use the same tool to share with their prospects so they could then grow their team using exactly the same technology. And I kind of had this almost epiphany when I realized, wow, okay, this is how I can create duplication. I literally have a tool set up that's completely done for you for my team, that's presenting our product and giving all the information someone needs to make a decision to join, including my affiliate link and all that kind of stuff. And I literally cloned that chatbot and allowed my team to then add in their own contact details, their own affiliate link, all that kind of stuff. And back then, 5, 6 years ago, it was, I didn't have the scale that I can add to it now. It would take me 3 months to develop a bot for a single company. Now I can literally set up a bot within a week or less. I had a call with someone yesterday, and literally we went through from a standing start and got the whole build done about 95% complete, literally from a standing start in the space of a 2-hour call. So the speed and duplication we can create here, not just at an individual company level, but in terms of the number of companies we can be adding into our system, and how you can also benefit from that too, is almost infinite. There's no real limit to it. And this is kind of where we're at. If you've come across this before, just put a yes in the chat if you've come across the concepts of blue ocean and red ocean. It's something that perhaps not everybody's familiar with. But think of it like this. If you are in a red ocean environment, you're basically operating in a space where there's tons of competition, and there's loads of people, and there's loads of people vying for attention, and and essentially it's hard because there's tons of other people out there with maybe more resources, more experience, more time, more money, doing things that you perhaps can't do, and it's not easy. And so as a result of that, you really want to be operating where there's a blue ocean, and with a blue ocean strategy, which is where we are with Botsii, because I don't see anything else in the market that quite does what Botsii does, that gives you the flexibility and the scope and the scale that you can bring into the market. Because I see there's very little competition out there with what Botsii offers in terms of how it works, and as a result of that, you guys are in a really commanding position, because you're offering something quite unique in the marketplace. Not just the Botsii system, but obviously whatever product you're sharing through the Botsii system as well. And that you want to be able to leverage and take advantage of. And I want to help you do that. One of the ways we help you do that is through our marketplace. So we have a marketplace. We have over 40 companies in this marketplace. I've got more companies being added all the time. and we're about to go live with some initiatives there that's going to help even accelerate that growth. And so this marketplace is a public website, and literally today I have people go to this website buying bots from that website. So wherever you see the buy this bot button, people come to this website and they're promoting a particular company on the site, and they literally hit that button and buy the bot, completely unaffiliated to anybody. They just come through Google, if you like, to buy the bot. And a number of companies we've got in here. Just give some examples. We've got AcashX, Healy, Olilife, Save Club, which is just launching now, Talk Fusion as well, another one launching now. These are all companies that are live in the system today. And then we've got more companies going live too. So we've got companies like doTERRA, which has been around for quite a few years. A new one, which is R-Link, which is like a blockchain version of Zoom. A Scale Up, which is a great tool that anybody could be using to generate leads into their business. And Tradeversity, another one as well. That's like a copy trade and an algorithmic trading platform. So we've got all sorts of different companies coming in, real diverse number of companies. But how can you benefit then? So let me just introduce you to what I call 3 secrets. These are 3 secrets that I think, or myths even, around network marketing. Because when you look at the stats, there's a lot of people that don't succeed when it comes to network marketing. You know, they join a business and they don't manage to crack the code to what are these 3 secrets. So the first one is around prospects. Prospecting should be easy. When you think about Facebook, there's over 3 billion active daily or active monthly users on Facebook. It should be easy to be able to prospect when you've got access to so many people these days compared to, say, 20 years ago. Follow-up should be easy. When you look at technology, you know, it's no longer just having, you know, a mobile phone where you can either call someone or send an SMS. You know, you've got so much more connectivity these days. Connecting with people around the world is never been easier. You know, you think before Zoom and Skype, how easy could you jump on a video call like we're on now? These things, you know, were hard 10, 20 years ago. Today, they're easy. And finally, duplication should be easy as well, because when you've got the right tools to be able to prospect and follow up, then duplication will happen by default. So let's dive into this a bit more. So prospecting easy. Well, that's easy when you have something that everybody needs. So if we come back to, you know, the biggest challenge, what's the biggest challenge people have? What's holding people back? Consistent lead generation, you know, is the key thing that people struggle with. And we've created a tool for that. We have a tool called the Attraction Marketing Bot, literally sends you through a daily message. And that daily message allows you to share content online or share content via Messenger that you don't even really need to think about. You know, you can add your own spin to it. You can use AI as well if you want to. And ultimately, it's about putting yourself out there in front of more people. So let me give you a couple of examples, a couple of posts that I've put out there this year. So I had a post. This was literally a week after we went live with the Attraction Marketing Bot, and the prompt inside the bot literally said write about a film that you watched recently. So I'd recently watched a film involving what's it called? Take That, the band Take That, and in fact, particularly Robbie Williams in Take That. So I just wrote my feedback on it. I just wrote a little review, if you like, about that using the prompt. 50,000 people saw that post in a little over a week. 300 odd comments, you know, tons of engagement. On the back of that, I got lots of people following me as well, which then meant they were seeing other content I put out there online. Another post I did, this one here, this one was quite a topical post about JFK. Over 100,000 views, 700 shares, and again, got tons of engagement and lots of people follow me on the back of that. Now, you might think, well, how does that translate into sales? And that's a fair question. So let's just look at some of the more specific content that we have inside the Attraction Marketing Bot. So we have content there that allows you to position your brand. We have 365 days worth of content. Literally, there's a full year's worth of content loaded in just to that one part of the bot. So you could click on the 365 days every day for a year, and you're not likely to see the same post twice. That's how much content is already loaded into that. Then we have other types of content. So I kind of mentioned topical. So it was the topical post that prompted me to write about a film I'd seen recently at the cinema. So that was kind of that side. But we also have niches as well. So we've literally structured this content where we've got different niches, all the different niches that are in the marketplace. So, for example, like travel niche, cryptocurrency and blockchain, trading, every single niche, health and wellness, all that kind of stuff. So it means that if you are, for example, promoting a company that's about health and wellness, well, you can be promoting content and sharing content related to that niche. So you're attracting people in that niche to interact with your content. So it's not all about selling all the time. It's about connecting with people who are more likely to buy from you in order that you can be engaging with those people on an ongoing steady basis. You can see at the bottom as well. There's like call to action. So this is all kind of done for you content. Stories as well. That's actually live too. So this is where it creates a framework for you to write a story. So it might ask you to write about, I don't know, give you an example, where you failed and what was the lesson you learned from it. So you would then be able to put your own spin on that around, something you experienced in your life where you experienced a failure. You kind of show some vulnerability, but also share what your learnings were from that. You'll find people will relate to that because there'll be other people who will go, "Yep, I failed in life too. I messed up over here or over there," and they'll engage with your content. So the stories gives you the prompts for you to create that kind of content. Then we have images. That's not live yet. We're going to be adding more content to this all the time. Videos as well. I've got that content that needs to go in there. The company stuff, which is the stuff I've been prioritizing. And this is really, really powerful. So we're about to go live with this section. And we're actually going to make this free, by the way. This one bit, the company bit. We're going to make that completely free as a lead magnet because essentially we're going to have within the bot 30 days worth of company specific swipe files. So when I say swipe files, that basically, it's like an affiliate marketing term. It's basically done for you content specifically tailored to your company that essentially is following a content, if you like, framework. In this case, it's the Botsii content engine with the 5 Bs. And it's all about creating done for you content specific to your company. So literally, we've got this ready to go right now. We've got about 40 companies already fed into the system. And it's literally giving 30 days worth of content. And it follows a number of different formats. So, for example, we have short form posts. And I mentioned the 5 Bs. And here, a lot of this is focused, say, on buzz and belonging, 2 of those 5 Bs. So this is like short form posts you could put on Twitter or X, or on Facebook, places like that. Then we have longer form posts, not like ridiculously long because people just can't be bothered to read stuff. So this is just more story based, longer form post. Again, you could put this on Facebook, but you could put it on LinkedIn, places like that as well. Then we have emails. So it's not all about sharing content online, and those emails can be for warm market and cold market. So warm market being people that that already know, like, and trust you. Cold market, perhaps somebody where you've just connected with them in the last week and they don't really know who you are, and you're reaching out maybe to them for the first time. Then we also have videos as well, but rather than actually create the videos, we give you the scripts, because sometimes you might want to just record that to camera, so you might just whip out your phone and produce it yourself. Other times you can copy and paste that into tools. There's various tools that we'll share with you can use, where literally you can copy and paste the script and it will create the video for you. So you don't even have to think about it. You just literally copy and paste it, And there's free tools you can go to create this kind of content too. As you can see, when you look across the top, all the content has different kind of focus. So it might be about creating a buzz. It might be kind of sharing testimonials and kind of bragging, where it's sharing results. It might be looking to get buy-in from people. And by doing it this way, it creates a really good mix across all the content. The one I really love as well is images. So we actually give you the prompts that you could literally copy and paste into Chat GPT. You don't even need to change this. You can literally just copy and paste it, and it will just generate the image for you. And we've done it where you have a text overlay on it as well. So we've done it this way so you don't even need to write the post either. You literally will get an image with text on it. You can copy and paste that and share that online. All of this content is a mix of either sharing online, sharing with via emails, and also the last one is actually via direct messages. So this is where you'd send a DM via Messenger or SMS or WhatsApp or LinkedIn or Telegram, those kind of things. You'd share a message with somebody in order to spark a response for people that might be interested. So this is literally completely done for you content because we want to make prospecting easy. And this is what Eleni said here. Said, I'm not technical, but oh my word, you clever people, you've taken something and broken it down to make it super easy to use. And that's our philosophy. We want to make it really, really easy, where you literally just take some content and post it online and something happens. So like Raheem here said, first sign up using Botsii, only posted a suggestion from the marketing bot a couple of hours ago. These are the kind of results we want for you, where you're just showing up consistently every single day, sharing some content online, and seeing that you're getting results from it. Wendy said here, I love this. I can now make posts, but simply don't have the time. You're saving me both time and money. I hope to become a proficient user on many social platforms. And this gives you the scope to be able to do that, because you don't really have to think too much about the content. We're actually breaking that content down, making it very targeted to your product, to your niche, and to network marketing as a whole. Right, let's talk about follow-up, okay? And this is, follow-up can be easy when you know exactly who to follow up with. And I just want to share a quick story with you. Quick question, actually. Who remembers this, right? This is a screenshot from Outlook, Microsoft Outlook. And it actually goes back, my memory here goes back to the mid 1990s, right? So it's going back almost 30 years. And I remember when I basically first had a computer plonked on my desk when I was working in the office and kind of corporate world. And I had a boss who I worked with who was a real high flyer. He was based about 70 miles away in a city called Birmingham. And I'd have to go through gatekeepers to speak to him. And I'd basically have to go through his PA or his secretary just to speak to him. So I used to tick this little box. You can see there in the middle with the arrow, it says request read receipt. And so I'd send him an email, and I'd really want to speak to him rather than wait for a reply. So I'd ring him up and I'd speak to his secretary. I'd go, hey, Geraldine, can I speak to Chris, please? And she'd invariably say, he's busy. He says he's tied up, doesn't want to speak to anybody. And I'd go, yeah, I know he's busy. He's currently reading my email. And she'd go through and speak to Chris and go, Chris, I've got Stuart on the call. He says you're reading his emails. And he'd go, yeah, I am. Put him through. And I'd always be able to speak to him this way because I was saving him time by connecting with him at the exact time he was looking at my email. So whilst he's giving kind of headspace to whatever it is I'd emailed him about, he was much more willing to speak to me in that moment rather than having to reply back and then me reply back to him, if he had any questions, all that kind of stuff. And although it's 30 years ago, this stuck with me when I was designing the Botsii system for my own use, because I realized how powerful this is. If you can speak to somebody at the exact time when they're going to be receptive to connect. So this is why I say follow up is easy when you know exactly who to follow up with. And so what Botsii does is Botsii sends real-time email notifications to you when a prospect interacts with your bot. So you know exactly when they are looking at your bot. So the benefit there is you can reach out at that perfect moment when a prospect is literally thinking about your offer. They're looking at your product. And we go further than that. What we do is we actually have trigger points inside the bot where we will email you at key points inside the bot. So you don't just know that they've come into your bot, they've entered your bot, like you can see at the bottom there, but you can actually see they've gone into the intro video. You can see which parts of the bots they've gone to. So we have, like, we share social media links and other kind of relevant links. We have a main menu where they can navigate through all of that. They can download, for example, a PDF of your presentation. They can maybe access a webinar schedule. We'll obviously have the presentation there as well. So we'll have a formal business presentation for them to watch as well. All of that stuff is there. And then you can see at the top, it says in the subject line, important. We want to obviously make that one stand out. So that's when someone's clicked on the join here button inside your bot. And throughout the whole bot, there's the join here button is at the bottom of virtually every message, because we ultimately want them to obviously join your business. So what I do with that is I write a rule in my inbox, so it adds that as a star and makes it stand out, because I want to know, I don't want to miss that message basically. And literally, I've had scenarios in the past where I've got that email through saying, they're looking to join here, and by the time I've contacted them, they've already registered. And now I'm actually taking them through to the next step, which is what they need to do after they've registered, and even talking to them about how they can then use Botsii to promote the same product they've just joined. And when you contact somebody at the exact moment they're looking at something, that gets noticed, right? It's almost like, oh, right, that's really cool. You get an email through like this, and you reach out to them, and they go, oh, that's really cool. I'm looking at that right now. And you almost kind of, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to tell them that I've actually had an email through, because I don't always want them to think like Big Brother's watching. But the reality is, what they're looking at. And we put little prompts in there as well. So when you get the one with the join here button, we make that red so it really stands out. And we put a little prompts in there as to what it is you need to do according to whatever action they've taken. Cool thing too is we put your affiliate links in the emails too, so that you've got everything to hand. So if you're out and about, you've even got your affiliate link for your opportunity, so that you know exactly what to share with them to get them started. They can get started inside the bot as well, but sometimes it's handy to have that, in your own email as well. So here's some of the feedback I've had from people here. So Aaron said here, I've had 19 people interact with my chatbot in the last 2 days. That's really cool when you know how many people are actually looking at your bot. Steve said, thank you, sir. I'm slowly getting going. By the way, made my first post 25 minutes ago. Just had an inquiry. Thomas said, I've created an awesome piece of software, ultra responsive, many applications. Now I really don't know how I got along without it. And that's very much, my approach, my philosophy. I want you to be in a position where you're using Botsii with whatever company you're promoting right now. And, if you join another company down the road, you'll still want to use Botsii to promote that company too. And this is all about duplication, right? That's kind of like the holy grail. When you look at the numbers, there are so many people that never create duplication. And it's all about having a simple system to follow. And look, here's the problem, right? If you haven't got a clear process, you're either, you either never build a team, or you're constantly rebuilding, because each company is different and has different marketing material and has different approach to building it. Whereas if you've got a plug and play system, it gives you the basis for creating really near instant duplication, because you could have somebody join your team today, get the Botsii Bot today, and actually get it up and running the same day and start using it the same day, even if they don't know every aspect of their product, even if they don't know, exactly how to get set up and all that kind of stuff, because we add all that kind of stuff into the bot. So let me just share with you the nuts and bolts as to how we create duplication. That's what the Botsii system is all about. So quick question for you. Let me know in the chat if you've heard of Eric Worre, or if you've read Eric Worre's book, The 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. Just let me know in the chat. Just put a yes in the chat if you've done that. Yeah, absolutely. So you've got his book. Awesome, Clint. That's cracking. I've got his book too, and you can get it online as well. His book. You can get a PDF online. There's even some great videos narrating the book as well. So you can even listen to an audio book or audio version of his book. Eric actually narrates it. Now the Botsii system is effectively aligned to the first 6 steps. So that's what you're seeing there across the bottom. Finding prospects, inviting prospects, presenting your product, following up, signing up customers, and ultimately converting your customers to being distributors. So they're creating that duplication. And so those are the first 6 steps to Eric's 7 steps. The 7th one is just about promoting events, which kind of, when he first wrote the book 20 years ago, the internet barely existed, social media barely existed, and certainly things like chatbots and stuff like that didn't exist. So events happen in a different way these days. They're not in like hotel rooms and people's sitting rooms and all that kind of stuff. So the world's moved on. But Botsii's aligned to those first 6 steps. So let me just take you through a little bit and some of the principles here. So duplication doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. So I've designed the Botsii system to help you create duplication. And I did that on the back of being a network marketer myself. So I've been in the trenches as a network marketer, and it was because my team loved having a bot when they joined my team that Botsii was formed, because they asked me for exactly the same thing I used when they came into the business. Key thing here is about the simpler you can make the process, the easier it will be to duplicate. One of the things Eric talked about where he had his first big success was where literally they were sharing a cassette, an audio cassette that someone just put into their tape player in the car and listened to. And that's how they created massive duplication early in his career. Obviously, with things like chatbots, you just connect the person to your bot, and the bot can then do everything else. And all you've got to know is how to connect the person to your bot. As in, do they have Facebook? Are they logged into it? All that kind of stuff, which should be pretty straightforward. But once you've done that, the bot can take over. Ultimately, though, your success in network marketing will be a direct proportion to the number of people in your team who are duplicating a simple process. So my advice to everybody is use Botsii, learn how to use Botsii, because it is something new. However simple I make it, it's still something new to learn. And use Botsii and then show your team how to use it too, because that's exactly how they'll duplicate. And so let's take you through the specifics of this. So finding prospects for Botsii, that's about building interest. So that's what the attraction marketing bot is all about. And the 30-day swipe file for different companies, that's another way in which you can build interest by sharing content online and sharing that through chat and things like that. When you find somebody that's interested to know more, that's really when you're going to open up a chat with that person. So this is a stage where you're inviting that prospect to want to find out more. They say, you put a post out there online to build interest. They said, yeah, send me info. You're going to open up a chat with them and understand, where they're at, what their motivations are, all that kind of stuff. And then what you're going to do is share your chatbot link with them. And that basically will then present your product. But it does more than that, because this is what creates the triggers inside the bot. So you'll now know how interested they are, rather than being in a position where, you share a YouTube video and you're wondering whether they're watching it. You have no idea, right? If you share a YouTube video with someone, you won't know, will you? You won't know whether they're watching it or not. You won't know whether they've even bothered to click on the link. When they go into your bot, though, you'll get all these triggers, so you'll know exactly who's interested and how interested they are. And that makes it easier to stay connected. So when it comes to following up with your prospects, you know who to follow up with first, you know who's most interested, And equally, if you have a prospect that you shared your bot with, a week ago or a month ago, and they click on that link and come back into your bot again, you'll get another trigger notification through. You'll get another email through. So you'll be able to then follow up and stay connected with that person really easily. At some point though, you want to invite that prospect to join your team, to sign up as a customer. The bot will do that, number one, because they can join directly inside the bot. So if they're ready to get started, they can. But ultimately, if they need a little bit more help, you can connect with them at the ideal time. And therefore, if they have a simple question that you can answer, or they need a bit of help just to get things set up, or whatever that might be, then that can make the difference between them joining your team or not. And if you're looking at creating duplication, you want them to become a distributor. There's plenty of people that might sign up as a customer, but never actually then go so far as promote the product that they are now part of, the company they're now part of. So you want to inspire them to take action. And that's really what Botsii is there for, to help you do that, to make it easy for them to do that. And that, by the way, is why when I look at the first step there around building interest on the left, that is why I'm giving away completely for free the company the swipe file info, information about your company that you can share online, information that your prospects can share online, because I want everybody to be in a position where they can build interest and find prospects. So if I give that content away for free, that's targeted, tailored content. I mean, we produce that content using very often the transcript of your actual webinar presentations. So I take the transcript of your webinar presentation and I convert that into really highly engaging content that you can put out there online. So I want to solve that problem around how everybody can build interest, because then people are more likely to be inspired to take action and become a distributor. And that's how you create duplication. So this is what Wade said. Stuart, plenty of value indeed. Just so you know, the bot has signed up 5 people for me, and all I did was send it. So that process of inviting the prospect happened automatically, right? Inside the bot. As he said there, no questions asked. The time saved allowed him to message back the people that did have extra questions, right? So that's where you stay connected with those people that are looking at your bot. Someone might have a simple question for you to answer, and you can sign them up too. They'll join as well. So the bot helps you do that, and as Wade's explaining. So let me take you through how you could get started with the system. Let's just kind of summarize a couple of key points here and introduce you to the Botsii system, your automated growth system. So it automates lead generation and follow-ups 24/7. The bots can be talking to somebody any time of day when you're, regardless of whether you're awake or asleep, anywhere in the world, literally 24/7. Like I said, there's 3 billion active monthly users on Facebook, and the bot will literally talk through Facebook or through Messenger with that person 24/7. It helps you duplicate your team with a plug and play system. Literally, someone can join your team, and if the bot's in the marketplace, they can be up and running in an hour. Their bot's live in an hour. So it's not some complicated funnel or some expensive system which they've got to figure out and learn, where ultimately most people give up and quit because it's too complicated or too expensive. This is something that people can be up and running in less than an hour. And it works from anywhere in the world for literally any company. Any network marketing company can be plugged into Botsii. As Raheem here said, so excuse the language, setting up Botsii, loving the stream of flow, how easy this is. Wow, get involved. I can see this bringing in a lot of biz. And we're really at the point now where we can look to scale this. So this is how people can get started. If you go via our website, I mentioned earlier, I have people come to our website who literally is like organic traffic. They've just Googled, found us through Google, found us on the internet, and they're not affiliated to anybody. And they come to our website. This is what they buy Botsii for. They basically pay $247 a year for our single license, which allows you to activate one company. And within that, they have an optional deal where they can save 50% on the attraction marketing bot. So they basically get that for $100. So that's where you get the bot, as it says there, drive a constant flow of leads from any social media platform, receive daily messages direct to your phone with done for you AI-driven marketing material to share online. That's what the attraction marketing bot's all about. So the total price there is $347, and like I say, I have people come to the website, come to the marketplace who pay that, and that's if you like our retail price. As Lisa said here, Botsie's killing it, definitely making my life easier. So I can now focus on connections, and Botsii does the follow-up for me. So that's actually a really important point. Sometimes people think with these tools, it replaces the human connection. But actually what it does is it does the heavy lifting on the monotonous, boring tasks. So you can actually have more time on building relationships and connecting with people. Now, I'm sure many of you, either on this call live or watching this replay, are promoting more than one company. Okay, so the single license allows you to activate one company, and you can choose what that company is. You can even swap that company if you want to change over time. That's absolutely fine. You're not locked into that one company forever. But many people want to upgrade their license. So they want to be able to activate more than one company. So we've got options here for 3 companies, 5 companies, and actually infinite number of companies. And you can see here, this is in addition to the price paid for the single license. So for the 3 companies, extra $200. For the 5 companies, extra $400. And for infinite, it's extra $800. These are our web pricing. Okay. And ultimately, we have people who come in and buy these. Lisa again here said, Botsii's proving success, got another 2 signups. That's my bot paid for 5x over since using it. And the bottom line is here, this is a tool, this is an investment. It's an investment to help you bring more business into your team, to create more signups. And really, I see this paying for itself with 1 or 2 extra signups. Literally, we have an annual license. The pricing is on an annual basis. I generally look at it and go, if you get one or 2 extra signups into your team, it will pay for itself. So actually, there's no reason why you can't have a return that's many times more than that, simply because of the fact it will help you create duplication. And actually now there's multiple ways to get paid through Botsii. So who would like bonuses? I'm sure you all like bonuses. Everybody likes bonuses. So on our web pricing and through our affiliated pricing, you get the attraction marketing bot for free. So if you come through our website, that is an optional extra. But when you buy it through us on the web pricing or through the Botsii bot itself, then you get the attraction marketing bot completely for free. There's other bonuses as well. I'm not going to go through all of these. You can see suddenly jump to bonus 6. So we have a members only Facebook group. So if you want to come into that group, you can come in there, ask questions, and you generally get early access to content that I put out there. We also have as well, bonus number 9 here, key, we have a referral plan for Botsii. So when you share the Botsii bot, you can earn 10% commission, 5 levels deep. So paying out 50% overall. And it's a straightforward unilevel plan. So literally, even on the level 5, you're earning 10% as well. So it's not like you're earning like 1% on level 5. You're actually earning 10% on level 5. Now, what's really important on this is that we have one product, one bot, which is the Botsii bot. So we don't have a different bot for each company. They're exactly the same product. So this means that you can share that Botsii bot not just with people in your team for them to use to promote your company that you're all promoting together, but actually you can have prospects who are promoting other companies buy the exact same product, and they'll just activate it for whatever company they're promoting. So that basically means that even if a prospect doesn't sign up to your opportunity, they can still buy into Botsii. You can still benefit from the compensation plan. And this is why I say it's a blue ocean strategy, because there's very few companies and opportunities out there where if somebody says no to joining your team, where you can still benefit. Now, if you imagine you speak to 10 people and one person says yes and joins your team, that means 9 people said no to joining your team, to joining your opportunity. Well, all you've got to do is use Botsii and show them Botsii, and those other 9 people that said no to your opportunity can actually buy into Botsii, and you'll now build a secondary team inside Botsii. And that team will be very diverse. Like I predict in 12 months' time, you could have a team of representing 50 or more different companies in your Botsii downline, because ultimately that dynamic will play out every time you speak to 10 people. If 9 people say no, some of those people will be promoting different companies, and then they'll go do exactly the same thing as you. So this will let you build a brand new income for you. And what I'm looking to do here is I'm looking to identify and work with what I call Botsii brand ambassadors, people that really get the power of Botsii and want to work more closely with me to build the company, and also to work more closely with me to benefit from some of the other kind of strategies we can implement within your community. So let me show you some of the reasons why you want to become an ambassador. There's basically 6 ways to benefit. So first up, you'll earn double commission on your direct sales. So instead of earning 10%, you'll earn 20% commission on your direct sales. You'll also get access to a revenue pool. So this is a 10% pool of company revenue, and the brand ambassadors will get access to that pool and get a share of the revenue. We even have a separate additional pool, which is for builders. So that's 5%. So there's an additional qualification for that, which I'll show in a minute. But basically, that's a separate pool for people that are really serious about working with me to build Botsii. To put that into context, whilst there'll be a maximum of 100 people in the revenue pool, there'll only be perhaps 5 people, maybe 8 people in the builder pool, but probably more like 5 people. So literally, they'll each get 1% share of the company revenue. Other things like exclusive access to work with me, public recognition, and like I said, it's limited to 100 people. Main thing to qualify is to do 5 sales in a month. So you do 5 sales in a month, you'll then get added into the pool, and then you'll then get basically a share of the revenue the following month. And so to qualify, you need to basically qualify each and every month. I will be doing this as well on a pro rata basis. So if you get 10 sales in a month, then you'll lock in for 2 months in the pool for 2 months, because you've done 10 sales in 1 month. Do 20 sales in 1 month, then you'll lock in for 4 months. So literally be on a completely pro rata basis. That number will change, but right now I'm doing it where it's literally completely pro rata. So you do 50 sales in a month, basically you'll lock in for 10 months in that revenue pool. I want to give a big congratulations here to Clinton Cart. We only went live with the ambassador program. Where are we now? Actually, really this last month in May. So Clint, congratulations. I know you're actually on the call. Well done. You were our first ambassador to qualify. So that's actually awesome, because what this means is that you'll get the share of that pool next month. So effectively, the revenue that's done through the business in June will basically be paid into Clint as ambassador. Okay, so ultimately, as you want to be ahead of the curve here, because as that builds and grows and other people get involved, particularly on the back of what I'm doing right now with this whole lead magnet, where effectively we can be bringing lots of people into Botsii. That's just going to help us increase the revenue through the business as more people see the power of this technology. I mentioned the builder pool. So the qualification criteria for that is to have a team of 12 ambassadors anywhere in your organization. Does say the 50% rule applies, so you need to have like maximum 6 in one leg, effectively. But 12 people, to any depth, anywhere in your organization, and you'll then qualify for the builder pool. And so that's effectively a 5% pool of the revenue going into Botsii, and you'll get paid that each and every month, providing you've got a minimum 12 ambassadors in your organization. So once you get to that point, you're kind of pretty much locked in to receiving that benefit. I talked about pricing here, and I mentioned about having a webinar special price. So I basically have a webinar special where you can save $100 on the single license. So instead of paying $247 a year, you can get that for $147 a year, and that basically you're locking that in. You're basically grandfathered in at that price. So it means when you renew, you'll renew at 147. So that saving carries on through to subsequent years. And that means even if the price of the single license is at 347 or 447 or whatever the price might be in a year's time, because we've added additional functionality into it, you'll only ever pay the 147 price. On this call, the what's the word? The coupon code for that is basically J04559. So essentially, if you're watching this call live or you're watching this on the replay, it's J04559. That does expire after 48 hours. So, so if you ever have a coupon, know that it doesn't last forever. It literally lasts 48 hours maximum. So you need to take advantage of that before that expires. If it has expired, then you can always get back to whoever shared Botsii with you, and normally they would be able to get one, but can't guarantee that's the case. So you take advantage of that when you see the when you see this on a call or on a replay. And it is a 0, yes. So J04559. Absolutely, thanks, Clint. It's not the letter O. It's a 0. So J04559. Thank you for that. We also do a deal as well on the web license, or when you come through a webinar, where you can get the Infinity Bot deal for $250. So you can basically get the single license for 147, then the Infinity Bot for an extra 250. Why is that powerful? Well, basically, there's a video after you buy the single license, which is what you'll see here. I'm not going to play this, but basically there's a video which explains it. Essentially, when you have the Infinity Bot, you have no limits on the number of bots you can activate. So this means if you're speaking to a prospect, and let's say they're promoting one of the companies in the marketplace, you could literally activate that bot in front of their very eyes in less than 5 minutes, and then give them the link for them to come and check out that bot. And even though you're not promoting that company, it really doesn't matter. They'll be able to come in and see how that bot can help them promote that company, their company. And the cool part of it is you'll get the email notifications through, so you'll know who's really interested. And the really cool part of it is your referral link for Botsii will be inside that bot too. So it basically means you can demo it to them. It's the easiest way to sell it, because all you're doing is showing it to somebody. You're showing them the bot, showing how easy it is to get started, and then letting them play with it. So after purchasing the single license, you come to the Infinity Bot deal. You can watch that video. All you actually need to do is click the red button to add it to the order, and your card's automatically charged using the details you previously entered. And so effectively, it's really easy to get started. You can click no thanks there in the yellow, and what it goes through is to this page where you have some other upgrade options. So for example, some people might go, you know what, I'll just do the 3 company setup and pay a bit less. But the reality is this deal is that good. It's cheaper than even the 5 bot deal. So with the 5 bot deal, when you've activated 5 bots, that's it. It won't let you activate anymore. After you purchase, you'll go through to this page, and basically there'll be a quick welcome video from me, like a thank you video. You get access to fast start training, where literally it goes through the steps to actually get starting. It's all broken down into bite-sized chunks. There's videos showing you what to do. There's content there taking you through step by step. There's also a members area you get access to, which has additional training, and also there's the Facebook group. And we have a support email as well at support@botsii.com. So all that stuff's laid out because literally I want to be in a position when it comes to duplication where literally you just go through the steps, go through the process. When one of your team joins Botsii, they just follow those steps too, so that you're not having to be holding their hand, supporting them. That's what we'll do for you. So really happy to help you get started, and delighted to welcome new people into Botsii every day. And thank you very much for your attention live on this call. I really appreciate you interacting as well in the chat. Kevin, thanks for sharing the GoPro book earlier. That's awesome. Really appreciate you digging that out. That's great. Definitely, if you're on the call live, download that as the PDF, because it's a really, really useful guide, particularly the section on inviting prospects to check out your product or opportunity. That section is invaluable. So thanks for that. Thanks for that, Kevin. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing. I'll stop recording as well, and then I'll start recording again as far as any questions and feedback goes. So let me do that now.